Hey guys, I wanted to do one more video today, a bit of an extra. This video is going to be done on a custom figure that I got on eBay. I wanted this figure for a long time, but I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out because it is a custom done by someone else. I apologize to the person who made this because I can't remember which seller sold this, and I don't know if they actually made it themselves or if they had it from someone else. But this is a custom Red Shadows Kraken. So if you're not familiar with Red Shadows, they are the Action Force which is like the UK version of G.I. Joe. I think that some of the figures were designed before G.I. Joe because they were the Action Man smaller size, so 3 3/4, but they didn't have the posability, which I would say is the superior posability of G.I. Joe figures. They suffered from five-jointedness, a swiveling head, the arm here, and the legs. It's something that I was lucky enough. Some people will want to punch me if I say that, but I didn't have those kind of figures for the most part. But I do like a lot of the designs from the Red Shadows and some of the Action Force characters, the Q Force, the Space Force, the Z Force, and the SAS. I think a lot of people in the US might like the SAS and Z Force, if I had to guess. The Q Force a little bit strange, and the Space Force is especially strange. But yeah, so the Kraken is kind of a beast. He's supposed to have been, I think the original story was he was created in a laboratory, and he was created by Baron Ironblood. But in the comic book version, when they actually debuted him in the comic books, which is sort of like a newspaper comic strip in the UK, as far as I know. I only have one of those, so then he appeared as a slightly different story. Same visual style for the appearance of the character, but he was supposed to be found in the Arctic ice, and he was thawed out by Baron Ironblood, and he was cloned and brainwashed. I think he was brainwashed also, or at least he was taught. But I think the idea of the monster done in the laboratory, he's supposed to be part fish, part lizard, part human, that is a very strong or solid story, and I think that goes with G.I. Joe more than just finding a big beast. But anyway, without further ado, this is the Kraken that I would like to review. This Kraken is very funny looking, but the original one is also quite funny looking. The original one has green all the way up, green all the way up. He has kind of a small bodysuit. This one has kind of the full underwater diver's suit. And I think this might be from the Cobra Diver, or maybe the original version of the Cobra Eel. I'm not so sure because I didn't have that figure as a child, but someone has added a Red Shadows logo to the middle, which is good. That's a pretty good match for him, for the original figure. And what they've done is they have cast the parts. They made molds of the parts of the original figure, and then they cast new parts with this plastic. And surprisingly, you can maybe see on there, he even has the scales similar to the original cast or the original version of the figure. It's not perfect, but I think it's very well done for being a fan-made thing. So and what they did is they cut off the parts and they put a metal pin into the G.I. Joe's hand, into the G.I. Joe's arm, and a metal pin into his hand, so they could attach him more securely. This thing, the problem is this is actually a toy for my son. When he saw the Kraken, he was interested in the Kraken. My son is 6, but when he was probably 4, I think he saw Tony's Analog Toys video about the Kraken, and he enjoyed the Red Shadows team so much we decided kind of, well, for his idea, Red Shadows more than Cobra, and a little bit for my idea, because I didn't have the Red Shadows, but I do find them very interesting as a alternative bad guy for the G.I. Joe. And some Action Force guys we can add too. We'll get the Action Force guys, but maybe newer versions with better posability if we can afford them. But this guy also has the feet are casts and the head is a cast. The head has to probably be the most difficult thing to cast because, as you can maybe see, his eyes didn't come out the best. I think it's hard to paint this plastic, but the eyes are painted. I'm not a fantastic painter, but I'm okay at painting because I spent many years painting miniatures. Was one of my main hobbies for a long time. But I know that painting on plastics can be very tricky. It also depends like what kind of paint you're using, what kind of plastic it is, what the finish on the plastic is. But for being a cast, I think this guy is incredibly well done. And what they did was they cast him so he can have a ball joint, and you can actually move his head similar to a G.I. Joe. Now this part he slightly moves up and down just a little bit, but this part is amazing for how well done it is for the fan-made figure. And so far his hands have not broken off and his feet have not broken off. He is very new. I gave him to my son, maybe only 2 weeks ago, I think, is when I got back to Japan. But he was part of my giant haul of stuff, the most stuff I've ever had, 3 years worth of figures that I'd built up, and vehicles and all kinds of stuff. Vehicles for toys, not cars and trucks, but this guy, I think he's awesome, and I'm probably gonna put a name for the seller. If I can find it on eBay again, I'll probably put the name of the seller, because I think he was probably involved in making this guy. Sometimes I see this guy for sale again on eBay. There are more than one of this guy. I think he's a big success. So if you are a fan of the Red Shadows and you don't mind these proportions, he does look a little bit different from the original one, but I think he is a really good version. Because I like the Beast idea, the Beast done in the laboratory, I have my own original Kraken, but really I didn't do anything to it because I wanted it to be very durable for my son. But I actually decided to use a different figure. I'll probably do that figure someday, but let's just say it's very large, quite menacing looking, not quite so comical as this guy. But this guy is a classic Action Force baddie, so respect where respect is due. So this guy is awesome. I'd like to get the original, but the original is also quite expensive. Costs more than this guy usually, even though this guy has a lot of hours put into him. And one thing that this guy doesn't have, the drawback, he didn't come with the gun, the signature gun that is kind of like a trident, except it's a laser blaster trident. So it looks like a pistol with 3 prongs. Okay, and he didn't come with a net, but I've used Star Wars Chewbacca carrying C-3PO net, and that seems to do the job for the net. So, okay, I think that's it for this video. Please give me a like and subscribe if you want. And if you have Kraken yourself, please leave a comment to let me know. I don't know how popular this character was in the UK. Certainly for American people, not a lot of people know him. The G.I. Joe fans have been introduced to the Red Shadows, but I don't think the Kraken has made an appearance in the American comics of the G.I. Joes yet. I know a lot of the characters have. The Black Major has, maybe the Skeletrons, maybe, and the Muton. The Muton is right here, actually. These guys have been introduced into the comics. I have a Muton, but I haven't opened him yet. But if you don't know, he's supposed to be a kind of ultimate, almost Terminator-like robot. So he's extremely skilled. His primary military specialty is destruction, and his secondary military specialty, oddly enough, is extermination. But anyway, takes a little bit of imagination, because he does look like a 1920s or 1940s deep sea diver. But anyway, that's all for the Kraken. He'll give you a little wave goodbye. Bye-bye. Okay, and please don't forget to leave a comment if you do own a Kraken of some sort. So I'm interested to know how popular he is, and your opinion about this figure. So, okay, thank you.